While we have you with us, I want to ask you a question about Edinburgh rape crisis. We know that an employment tribunal found against Edinburgh rape crisis in May. It said a member of staff had been subjected to a heresy hunt and forced out over her view on gender. At the time, you said that Rape Crisis Scotland had commissioned an independent review into the practices and procedures at Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre. Where are we with that?
Yes, so the review being carried out by an independent consultant is underway, and we are expecting the report from the review at the end of August.
And in the meantime, who's leading Edinburgh Rape Crisis? Because there are varying reports as to whether the chief executive has been suspended or is on leave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm limited in how much I can say about this. I mean, Edinburgh Rape Crisis is a member of Rape Crisis Scotland, but they obviously have their own board of directors who are making these decisions. But the current chief executive isn't currently working at the centre.
Should female victims of rape be allowed to specify that they deal only with a woman?
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, a fundamental part of our service at Rape Crisis is about giving control to survivors and about being able to make informed choices. And I think an important part of that is about who your worker is and making sure that you feel comfortable and safe. So I think that absolutely should be the case. And my understanding is it is the case across all our centres.
Well, it wasn't the case in Edinburgh, because I'm just wondering if any member of staff who's listening to this who works at a rape crisis centre in Scotland, if they suggest that a woman using the service should be allowed to specify a female counsellor, is their job currently safe?
I would say absolutely their job is safe. I met up with all our centre managers just last month to talk about these issues, and there was absolute unanimity amongst our centres about the approach to these issues, that it's survivors that are at the heart of this, and that a survivor's needs for the service are the most important part of how we run our services.
Could you not have foreseen all of this? The campaign group for Women Scotland suggests that you need to have a look at your role and Rape Crisis Scotland's role in all of this, given that you facilitated the introduction of a trans female at the top of Edinburgh Rape Crisis.
Well, I mean, you invited me on here to talk about the sentencing guidelines with no indication at all that you'd be asking me about these issues.
But it's a subject, though, that you will have spent a lot of time thinking about, Sandy, and people are interested in.
It is. We weren't involved in the recruitment of the chief executive at Edinburgh Rape Crisis. That was for the centre, but I do think it's important to say that the issue raised by the tribunal, which it's a really damaging and damning tribunal report, but it wasn't necessarily about having trans staff involved in rape crisis centres. It's about survivors being able to make informed choices. And I remember the claimant in the case saying that really clearly, that she felt it was important to have trans workers involved in rape crisis centres in terms of representing the community we serve. But the issue is about survivors making informed choices, and that's the part that we've commissioned a review to look at with Edinburgh Rape Crisis.
Well, we look forward to hearing the outcome of that review. We will, I dare say, speak to you near the time. It's Sandy Brindley there, Chief Executive of Rape Crisis Scotland. Thank you very much indeed.